just hit the subscribe button.
I'm a disgruntled Eagles fan, and we're awesome.
Hey disgruntled, what a game! Sproles had a dominant game. Well, dominant meaning he got his first touchdown since 2016. Him and Peterson are the only two running backs that scored a touchdown in the same game who is 33 and older. First time since 1964 when a Giants running back I can't remember and an Eagles running back I can't remember both scored a touchdown with being over 33 and older. That's freaking unbelievable. Sproles still showed some glimpses of how dominant he can be as a punt returner with some half-decent returns. Peterson, on the other hand, I said that we should be more worried about Peterson than Colt McCoy or Mark Sanchez since he got replaced, or Colt McCoy got replaced. But we should be more worried about Peterson. I was half right and half wrong. Half right being he got a 90-yarder. First time he got a 90-yarder in his career. And of course it would be against the Eagles. But it came late in his career. But the shocking part about this news is that he got a 90-yard run, but we still held him under 100 yards throughout the rest of the game. He only got 98 total rushing yards for that game, even though he had a 90-yard run for a touchdown. He still has excellent speed. Okay, I think I'm hyping up the Redskins way too much. I'm going to start focusing on the Eagles here because of how big this win is. This win's so big that it elevates us to potentially going to the playoffs and makes us that much closer to a division win and or a wild card. I'm surprised because we're way closer to a wild card than I thought we were because a bunch of teams lost this weekend and I was very shocked throughout. I think we should have scored a lot more points than we actually did. We only scored 28 points. But I feel like we should have scored at least 42 points because of how many times we were down on the Redskins opponent inside their red zone about to score. If it hadn't been for us going for it on fourth down and or Wentz throwing an interception, it could have easily put 2 more touchdowns on the board. It was a stupid play call on fourth and down, which I don't agree with at all. Why would you run it with Josh Adams? That was one of Doug Peterson's iffy calls throughout the game. The other one being going with Sproles on that 3rd and 4 early in the game and running it with Sproles. Why would you run it with Sproles on a 3rd and 4? That's the last play that you want to call. It's not creative at all. I think he was trying to throw off the Redskins defense, but it didn't work at all. Why wouldn't you run it with Josh Adams? Or how about throwing a screen to Darren Sproles? Darren Sproles is a lot better receiver than he is a running back. I feel like we need to be using him as a screen type of person and or a quick slant down the middle as an out route, I think it's called. Because he is a lot more elusive when he catches the ball and runs with it. Even though that's how he got hurt the last 2 times, I still think that we should utilize him that way. Josh Adams stepped up huge. He had a decent game. Even though he didn't score a touchdown, I don't think. But he still stepped up in a huge way with 50 plus yards. He's that dominant back, but I still don't think he's a first string running back, meaning first team running back or whatever. I still think that it should be Josh Adams and Corey Clement switching it in between with Darren Sproles implemented here and there like they did, with utilizing Darren Sproles, like I said, with the screen. Corey Clement was that really decent 3rd down back too. That touchdown that Darren Sproles had was really awesome to see. We should have dominated against the worn down Redskins because the Redskins had a crap ton of injuries, and we did that by winning with a 15-point margin. Even though we should have beaten them by a crap ton more, we still beat them by a decent amount. Colt McCoy got injured, which implemented Mark Sanchez. How about Mark Sanchez looking like he was the stuff when after hanging it off to Adrian Peterson? All he did was just hand it off and he was all stoked. Mark Sanchez was all stoked and stuff. And all he did was just hand the ball off to Peterson and Peterson run for a 90-yarder. Even though Colt McCoy and Mark Sanchez were in the game, the defense stepped up a crap ton. The defensive line was getting to both Colt McCoy and Mark Sanchez throughout the game, which was very exciting to see and very positive. Our defense was shaping to the defense that they were last year and getting to a quarterback a bunch more these past couple of games. Another big test is coming against the Cowboys on whether if they can get to Dak Prescott or not. But that's a different video in general. I'm very impressed to them getting to the quarterback. And they picked off Mark Sanchez too. It's not that big of an accomplishment, but still. That's a bright spot in the cornerback. And that should give them momentum and lift them up. We're getting some of our cornerbacks and defensive players back soon, which is a good positive because we're playing some tough teams. We're playing all division games except for the Rams and Houston. Rams being the best team in the NFC and Houston having a very long win streak. I think we're going to be able to beat Houston because they're due to lose a game. And I feel like we have a chance against the Rams. I know it's a very small chance, but the way that we've been playing, it gives me a little bit of hope against them. But I feel like we can still lose one more game and make it into the wild card at 9-7. It's going to be very hard, but I still think it's accomplishable. But we just need to keep winning, and our fate is in our own hands, and we control our destiny. If we win out, we're in the playoffs. If we lose a couple games, we're not. It's as simple as that. Now, actually doing that is not that simple, but the idea of it is. Doug Peterson and Jim Schwartz called a way better game this game than the previous games this season. Doug Peterson was making the right calls except for a couple spotty play calls here and there, but he still managed to bounce back from those dumb mistakes and dominate the Redskins. Jim Schwartz, on the other hand, dominated the Redskins offense with the defense. Carson Wentz had a huge game. Carson Wentz only had a couple passes that were very iffy, like the interception. What was he even looking at? And there was another time where he just overthrew a wide open receiver late in the third quarter or something. Those are mistakes that he should not be making. And Carson Wentz has been making a lot more riskier plays, like last year. And it's paying off. It's just that some of them are not. But he just needs to work on his accuracy and he can elevate to that MVP form. He just needs to calm down, dump it off, and work on his accuracy, and he's going to elevate to that MVP style. Golden Tate, on the other hand, had his breakout game as an Eagle. Scored a touchdown and played an excellent game, which kept us in this game. But Golden Tate played an excellent game, and I'm very glad that we were able to implement him a lot more. Zach Ertz, on the other hand, he's as dominant as ever, and I'm really glad that he's about to break some crucial records throughout this season as a tight end. He already broke the most receptions by an Eagle at, I forget what it was, 90 by Brian Resberg, and he's going for the most receptions by a tight end in a single season at 110. Or he needs 111 to break it, and Jason Witten holds that record. And he's about to break a lot more records too this season, with still 4 games left. So he's going to break all of them in a big number. Alright, that's it for this video, and thanks for watching.